No one quite captures the rawness and tone of horror like Puppet Combo. It's one reason among many why his releases are looked forward to. Stay Out of the House is his most ambitious work to date, one I'm not alone in saying I've been anticipating for years. It pushes the mechanics of Nun Massacre to an extreme, confining us to a decrepit home occupied by a serial killer, who keeps victims for torture and slaughter as offerings. While traveling through the Oklahoma countryside, our partner makes a rest stop, never coming back. We go in search, arriving at a house, committing the grave mistake of entering. Victims are held in cages, our fate no different. Until we break free, the goal is to survey for items to solve puzzles that will chain together our escape. The butcher has prepared for the possibility though, with household hazards in place. Surveillance cameras, tripwires, and bear traps. You have 3 days to escape, to not be bludgeoned, or if caught taking refuge in vents, gassed unconscious. At which point, the butcher will take added measures, throwing you into a new room and tightening the security around the house. Not only that, your inventory items are removed. It's tense. And he isn't the only person to be dealt with either, with a demonic baby awaiting you in vents, and his mother in a motorized wheelchair that will scream on sight, summoning death. If suspicious or if a day passes, she will patrol the house too. The iconic static that will surface on screen when the killer is near his back, with the thud of footsteps also warning flight under a bed or elsewhere into the house. Considering the scale versus a boarding school, how there are few places to hide or go, you feel the stakes, the inescapable danger. Puppet Combo outdid himself. It's an understatement to say it's effective. We aren't helpless though. There are ample bandages to recover health and VHS tapes used for saving progress. In fact, there's a good amount of both. Early on, you will come in possession of a revolver. An interesting difference from earlier builds of the game is that bullets have to be manually loaded and removed from the cylinder. 2 shots will send the butcher retreating, keeping him at bay for a while, and 1 shot removes the threat of the mother permanently. When stocked on ammo, it does take the sense of danger out of the equation unfortunately, making it hard not to cheese. But run dry or need a reload in the moment, it does come menacing back. The game does have light randomization, so it is beneficial to search every drawer and cabinet, not just for ammo but paper clips. Several have locks, and these contain the goods, bullets, bandages, and tapes, as well as the quality of life improvement from the definitive edition of Nun Massacre, the flashlight. Not only is it a toggle, not an inventory item, it allows use of something else when lit. Darkness blooms a bit when you enter it, but it could be nerve-wracking trying to remove screws from a vent when you can't see them as you hear footsteps. There are light switches that can be flicked, but light does make it easier to be detected, something away. So a quick toggle on and off does wonders. Like the revolver, it's invaluable. Once you manage your way outside, where the others are held, another new mechanic surfaces. They can be freed, escorted to safety, or used as a distraction. On my first playthrough, I had no idea where to take them, so I left them in their cages, thinking the butcher wouldn't be wise to it. I have freed them all. Hell no, the dude howled and tore into each one. Consider it a heads up. They'll shed some background on what's happened or where to go.
Some of the rumors I've heard about a government testing facility in this town.
Even providing items. One of them is even the worker we play as in the night shift, a prelude section of the game at a gas station. It's not bad, although a bit slow. One thing I always end up playing are several rounds of Power Drill Massacre, a classic Puppet Combo game in arcade form. It's always cool seeing different renditions of the same concept. Added to the final release of Stay Out of the House is a demon dog, fenced in the yard. Although I had one run where he roamed free, but I'll discuss him in a bit. Once you made it outside, 2 options are possible. 1, you could work towards your escape out the front door, or into the bunker in the basement. I would recommend making a save to experience both, even if you could load the next area from the start menu. Before the full release, the bunker consisted of claustrophobic corridors that felt endless. It reminded me of Nun Massacre's Infinite Vent. It was possible to reach the door we're taken to when we failed to escape 3 times. That's still in the game. But now this place has been completely reimagined. The bunker might as well be the house, Act 2. It's an entirely new map to evade the butcher in. Of all the locations in the game, it's the one that feels the most like the boarding school. Not only that, it's massive. It has several floors and shows a lot of ambition, complete with an elevator for you and the butcher to travel floors. To put it simply, this place is the umbrella of the game. The notes here will answer many questions about the butcher, the TV programming that plays throughout the house, and have you asking new ones. You'll get the sense of an endgame. If you made your way here organically, your day count persists, including your inventory, which could be beneficial for certain items and ammo. There's a new set of puzzles to overcome, including my least favorite in the game. Not the way it was implemented, I've just never been a fan of the type after playing Resident Evil 4. It can stall you for a while. The fence demon dog I mentioned earlier is set free, with his own music when you're in his sights. He doesn't pose nowhere near the threat of the butcher, but will bite into you. 5 bullets will terminate it. The bunker section is good. The ending possible here feels conclusive, canonical. The game does have cons, but the majority consists of bugs that are progressively getting patched. The game was delayed from its planned launch date to address many of them, but I've experienced my share. Items going unrecoverably missing, the butcher glitching out, my character thrown into a vent after removing 1 or 2 screws, which wouldn't be an issue until you need to backtrack, or those killed respawning from a reloaded save. The frame rate can be unstable, chiefly in the attic. The game's default sound balance fell off. The levels were too low for things like footsteps, static, and item use. Then bam, the hell will be sorted out of you about how much stronger one thing was. That imbalance even applied to jump scares, where they felt absent. Definitely spend time in the menu tuning the sounds for everything. Surprisingly, the game only goes up to medium, whereas in development it went up to hard. That's okay, but medium does feel easier now too. Of course, mileage will definitely vary on the difficulty front. I had to place map that in my head, so I knew the routes to take and the strategies to use. One final mention has to do with the night shift segment. The lull between events can be too long at times, to the point of also feeling bugged. That's really it though. They haven't prevented me from wanting to embark on my dozen or so playthroughs. They all seem patchable. In fact, not only is hard mode inbound, new survival mechanics are too. There's no definite date, but man, I can't wait. If you're a fan of horror, Stay Out of the House is an emphatic recommendation. The stakes, the tone, all adhere to what I enjoy about slashers. The agency what I love about a game format. It's an addictive experience that even after you manage to beat it, you'll be jumping back to see how much more efficient you can be. I can assure you, you will not forget the house. The game is fun. Puppet Combo has yet to produce an experience I haven't enjoyed. If you felt the same about his past work, or if you're simply looking for a quality horror game to play, Stay Out of the House already feels like a staple, a classic. Why not learn firsthand why you should stay out of it? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have any thoughts, please leave a comment, or if you found potential in me and what I could produce, please subscribe. Once more, thank you all, and have a good one.